Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Mark with the Crypto Mark, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a reset as we get into this new week, right? A huge week within the FOMC meeting, and this is something where we talk about Bitcoin, the levels that we were at, trading hands, with some significant downside over the weekend, trading hands at that 67.9 level as we currently record, and I'm talking to you guys as we speak. But now we've kind of entered this weird little recovery mode as it goes for Bitcoin. So I'm going to break it down for you guys in this video because there's 5 things that I want to go over as we look into Bitcoin and the crypto prices overall with the broader crypto market as we await the FOMC meeting this week. Okay, so let's get down into it. And first, if you have not yet done so, make sure you all subscribe down below. Smash that like button as well. And as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Okay. Also, a couple of channel sponsors that we got going on here. If you want to do any margin trading within crypto, please use my link down below. That'll take you to MargX as well as BidFi. That's another exchange platform that I'm partnered with here on the channel. And my trading indicator. If you're looking to do any kind of crypto trades, make sure you guys are all using xtalgo.com. Promo code 20% off down below in the description. Okay. But this is where we start talking about this new week in crypto. And as always, guys, remember, not financial advice. So please do your own research and due diligence with everything crypto and financial. Okay. But we're getting to this point where Bitcoin has become a little bit defensive as we get below, right, this level that we were at below that 69,000 level, okay? And that's kind of what we've been talking about because this 64.5 level for Bitcoin has been known as a recovery mode where we talk about that 69K is kind of the level where we want to be at when we're talking about Bitcoin even going higher, all right? So it's kind of crazy to think about Bitcoin is in those all-time highs, just dating back to the thoughts of where we were at in the market. And now, guys, it's 69,000, it's 70,000, 72,000. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff to reclaim those levels, all right? And that's where we're seeing a lot of the RSI data. Getting above 50 is what we need to look for. These are crucial confirmations that Bitcoin can go a little bit higher. But right now, we're in this defensive sell-off mode, okay? And this is kind of taking a lot of takes into consideration. A lot of people think that there was just institution money that was just basically being swapped on either side and some market manipulation from just a few small parties, big parties, mind you, but small parties in terms of how many actual people were behind it. Okay. But it's something where we look at Bitcoin and having that close around 68,000. That's fascinating stuff. Okay. So it's something where within crypto, I've told you guys in previous videos, you can't be emotional. When we get these bad weekends, you can't let that overshadow the fact that we hit all-time highs and have strong momentum leading up to that. So we're going to keep trading, see where we come out on the other side. All right, and then next, the liquidity flush. There is a funding reset that we're seeing, okay? And that's where you look at some of the monitoring numbers. Long liquidations over $300 million, okay? So that's kind of where we look at a little bit of getting the bears out of the market so that we can start that next leg up for Bitcoin, okay? Also, pre-halving, we're seeing a little bit of a retrace as we get around to the April halving. This is where you see the final month of Bitcoin miners halving before this April halving, all right? So that's going to be very fascinating to see what we're going to happen because the prehistorical halving retraces, okay? And that is something where historically 14 to 28 days before the halving is where we start to see Bitcoin really start a pre-halving retrace. And that's kind of illustrated. I'm going to pull up a graphic for you guys on your screen. And this is what we can all look for during that time. All right. So this is what we've seen back in 2016, 2020, and now in 2024. It's just very eerily similar to what we're doing on the charts. Okay. But if you've noticed one thing is since 2015, since 2016 and beyond, Bitcoin is still going up, okay? When you zoom out and you really look at it from a macro standpoint, it's just fascinating to see exactly how this chart looks and how it correlates with the historical data points 3 separate times in history, okay? That's what I wanted to show you on that front. And it's going to be fascinating to see these halving numbers really start to take shape as we get to those recent all-time highs of 73.7, okay, for BTC. Also, the focus has been on Jerome Powell, the influence from the FOMC as they crunch the risk assets and all those numbers coming down from interest rates and Chairman Powell. And that's where, obviously, Bitcoin, the most volatile of those risk assets. Okay, so few surprises. Some of the numbers are saying that the chance of a rate cut around 8%, according to the Fed Watch tool that you guys can have access to. But this is the first time where we've seen 3 interest rate cuts in 2024. And it's something where we look further. This is where we have the markets kind of showing their hands and trading alongside of how the Fed has been issuing their guidance. Okay, there hasn't been any surprises, knock on wood. So that's kind of what we're looking at, and it's something where no news is good news. But with 2 months of CPI data inflating and continue to increase, there is going to be some levels of concerns revisited, and this is where we get into these risky times, especially during an election year. You can never really believe what you're hearing sometimes when you talk about these numbers within economics, as well as just one of the biggest topics that's going to be on the docket within the inflation and how the president is handling that from a policy standpoint in terms of the Federal Reserve, so on and so forth. So it just all reflects back onto leadership, and that's why I feel like it's just another narrative that can be spun in either direction. All right. Also, Bitcoin, we're seeing these guys, man. We're seeing the profit taking go down basically to nothing. Okay, this is where we've seen people showing their true colors. Right, they're holding Bitcoin. Right, we're seeing a lot of people start taking profits, and this is a testament to the people that have been holding on to Bitcoin for quite some time. So as we continue to breach all-time highs, get further and further along for Bitcoin, this is where we have to understand that we're trading into an extreme greed zone within the fear and greed index. Okay, and that's where a lot of people are looking at huge gains within Bitcoin. So that's kind of where the people that have been holding, are faced with strong decisions. People that have been holding Bitcoin for almost a year, and this is where we've seen $40 billion have been distributed over the past month. So there's some liquidations going on. And as always, guys, no one's going to ever take hate or blame on anybody who's taking profits, especially when we hit all-time highs. And yes, diamond hands are a thing, but understandably, if you've been holding Bitcoin and everybody has their own financial situation, you got to do what's best for you. Okay. So I just wanted to share with you guys those thoughts and sentiments as we get into this huge week within the FOMC minutes and this meeting being unveiled. Hope you guys are all doing well. Wanted to share with you guys my thoughts. Remember, not financial advice, always your own homework and due diligence. Check out the links down below for some of our partnered exchanges, as well as some of the products we're offering here down below in the description within My Trading Indicator, Margex, and BidFi. I appreciate you guys all being part of the team. Subscribe on your way out if you have not yet done so. And as always, feel free to let me know your comments and thoughts down below in this video's comments box. Okay, but thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a great start to your week. Cheers.